What is up, guys? Welcome to Champions of the Fog, where we are here today to watch Instant Dodge versus X9, where today we are starting off with the Xenomorph in chase with Jake here on the Blood Lodge. Xenomorph are doing a fantastic job finding a survivor quite early and getting a very clean hit there on Jake. However, Xenomorph going to be in chase, though, going to gain a little bit of distance here as we do see Jake making the way over towards the shack, and sounds like there is no more Terradius. So let's take a look and see where the Xenomorph might be. We do hear Terradius approaching the Renato here, and looks like they will break that turret in the nick of time without being knocked out of their crawler mode. Another turret coming in, and looks like that one will get the Xenomorph out of crawler mode. So really clean play there by the Renato, a bit of a sacrifice in order to lose a health state, but this might just allow for this chase to go for quite some time. However, looks like Xenomorph once again gonna be dropping chase, jumping into their tunnel. Though looks like it was only to get into crawler mode once again. Honestly, not a bad play, as we have definitely seen Xenomorph as an M1 killer, really rough. But as a M1 mid-range killer, I'm gonna say like pseudo-range killer, they are hyper lethal. Renato, though, doing a fantastic job looping the Xenomorph here in this tile. Xenomorph just unable to get the down as of right now. Though we do see Renato going down just as I say that. Looks like there are some survivors nearby, but ooh, hold on. That might be a bounce lane. That might be enough, but Jake saying nope, not happening. As we do see the first gen pop off and Renato get hooked. 2 gens going off. Survivors definitely in a good spot. Xenomorph, though, around where Jake is, but not in their immediate direction. Seems like they might end up chasing the Ace here. Sure enough, we are at main building. Xenomorph doing a little bit of work earlier to break that breakable wall. Will get the hit because of it, too. And looks like Ace once again evading chase here. It looks like Xenomorph very much a bit hit and run, and it looks like the reason being is because they are back in chase with Renato, looking to get a little bit of a early tunnel out here. We do see a survivor coming in for the body block. There's the Jake, will take the hit. There are 3 survivors now injured, all with the mangled stat spec. That is something to note. Renato going down, though, unable to get to a tile or a resource. Looks like we do see 1 survivor heal themselves, another on gen, and another one to start healing as well. We do see the turret come in, knocking the Xenomorph out of crawler mode as well. And looks like we will see a hit there on the survivor for the body block, and the Renato off of the killer's shoulders. A little bit of a greedy play there by the Xenomorph, costing them. And looks like Xenomorph will drop chase with the Renato, at least for the moment. Though it looks like no one is within their terror radius, so it would suggest that the Xenomorph very well might be searching around for the Renato. We see the Jake here. Looks like that's the Ace in chase. Will get the pallet stun we see there for a moment. And Ace now back in chase. Xenomorph in a bit of an unfortunate position here. They were definitely in a good place with a lot of pressure being applied, but now things kind of slipping through their fingers. Okay, looks like Ace going to take a moment here at the corner. Xenomorph with a little bit of a mind game, but not really gaining a lot of distance for it. Ace narrowly dodging that tail whip, going to make it around the tile there. They can't drop this pallet, they know that too. And it looks like Xenomorph will get the pickup before a survivor is able to come in and get the pallet stun. Xenomorph once again gonna be dragging them to a hook. Will get hook that time, that there being a Scourge Hook Pain Residence based on the regression on that gen. It does mean that is the most progressed gen in all the realm. Nancy on a gen here. Jake kind of just hanging out. We do see the unhook there on the ace and a broken status effect too. Though we do see Ronaldo now in chase as well. That broken status effect from the ace does mean that is in fact a renewal in the mix, which will heal that ace in just a few moments. However, Ronaldo still not out of the woods yet. Xenomorph getting a little bit tripped up there for a moment, but now in an open area will take the opportunity to get a M1 hit on the Ronaldo. Ronaldo dragging the Xenomorph to 2 turrets. This very well might hit them out of the crawler mode. However, Xenomorph able to seemingly dodge it, but can't do that forever. And it looks like this might allow the Ronaldo to escape the chase, as Xenomorph not wanting to get hit out of crawler mode just yet, and will actually do so as their overheat did not cool down enough before that turret was able to knock them out. 3rd gen being completed here for the survivors. Ronaldo going to be re-dropping the pallet here. And looks like the Xenomorph will get the break on the pallet before going for the M1 hit on the Ronaldo. 4th gen being completed. Survivors 1 gen away from completing all 5 of them and powering the exit gates. And with an adrenaline, exit gates are now powered. 20 seconds away before these survivors are able to escape via the exit gates. And it looks like we are going to see the Xenomorph drop chase with the Ronaldo. Instead, going to be making the way over towards the exit gate here, and they are going to find... Not sure who they found. They will be knocked out of crawl mode as well. This is the Nancy in chase now, and looks like the Nancy will be dragging them over towards the shack. Xenomorph has been knocked out of crawler mode, so a little bit rough here for them, as it's going to take a hot moment before they're able to get the down. We do even see survivors coming in with more turrets as well to slow the Xenomorph down further. Jake taking a hit though, and looks like that turret will have overheated. Jake potentially looking to go for the body block here. They are worth less points in comparison to the Nancy, because they have been put on hook once before. Survivors healing mid-chase, a bold strategy here, but they have plenty of time, as we now see Ace coming in as well for another body block, this time for the Jake. Looks like we will see a 4-man out here in just a moment. Xenomorph trying to get around the survivors, going for the Jake, unable to do so. They are knocked out of crawler mode, and looks like they will escape with all 4 survivors in tow. All right, and we are back, this time with X9 paddling the Singularity against Instant Dodge's survivor team. And I think that might be the Singularity that we saw in the distance just a moment ago. Sure enough, Singularity making the way over towards the Jake. Jake leaving a little bit early. Looks like Adam here as well. And Singularity, I imagine, gonna be in chase in just a few moments. Jake just narrowly dodging a camera placement there by the Singularity. Good heads up play. We do see another one, looks like gonna tag the Adam. Let's keep an eye on the Adam here. See if Singularity will begin chase with them. However, looks like they are instead going to be in chase with the Ronaldo. Though looks like doing a little bit of a misplacement of their camera, losing the Ronaldo just a little bit. As far as win condition is concerned, the Singularity just needs to get a single kill here for all intent and purpose. So Survivor's gonna have to play absolutely out of their mind, playing slow and methodical here. We do see Jake with a camera applied to them, and looks like we will have Singularity chase them here in main. Was going to go into their camera for a moment to grab the slipstream. However, looks like Singularity will not be able to right away. Jake with a good vault here. Singularity not gaining a lot of distance or value there on that teleport. However, Jake gonna be taking some time at this tile. Singularity with the swing, not able to get the hit. Not sure what the Singularity's doing here necessarily. Just taking their time potentially, but with that being said, we are gonna see the hit there, that there is a sloppy butcher, which will apply the mangled and hemorrhage status effect. And looks like we will see that window blocked off by the Entity. Singularity with the Slipstream once again. Jake trying their best to keep the Singularity in one place, allowing these survivors to complete gens. And we will see one gen completed here, but Jake going down over the pallet here. And Singularity with a excited hit there on the tire, I think. And a pickup too. We do see what looks to be a survivor over here in main, but Singularity gonna be able to get this hook here. Very likely a Scourge hook, Pain Residence, which will have regressed the most progressed gen by 25%. Looks like survivors though, all without any cameras applied to them. We do in fact see a Pop Goes the Weasel from afar, as Singularity did kick that gen. That is 30% regression of that gen's current progression. And looks like the Claudette gonna make their way over to the gen. Not gonna gen tap it real quick. Instead, gonna be going for the unhook. However, Singularity will get the tag before they're able to get to the hook in time. And because of this, I think we will see the Jake going to be reapplied with that camera. Singularity back in chase, looking to get this early tunnel out and secure the win condition for this set. Singularity unable to get the Slipstream though. Will get it this time though, and we will see Claudette taking a body block for the Jake. However, if Claudette goes down as well, that there will tie last set. So these fires pretty much cannot allow anyone other than Jake to go down at this point in time. However, they cannot let Jake get tunneled out and sent back to campfire via the Entity either. And looks like they will end up getting the down here at the window. Singularity gonna go for the vault, and Jake gonna be put on the hook once again here. One hook away from being sent back to campfire via the Entity, and one hook away from the match being secured in X9's favor. Once again, seeing the Claudette nearby, just going to wait for Singularity to move away before coming in for the unhook. Adam about to complete the gen there, and Renato just kind of hanging out, trying to avoid the Singularity and their camera placements. Adam doing the same now as they've completed their gen, and looks like a little bit of urban evasion here from the Claudette. Going to make their way past the Singularity in their camera mode. We do hear camera once again. Looks like Adam has been applied, and Singularity coming back for the unhook. A potential for the people will get the 40 people play. However, Claudette going down does mean that that is the win condition on the ground. Singularity though saying, you know what, no, we're just gonna play this just as normal and go for the Jake. A little bit of an audio issue there as we switch just as Singularity was switching between cameras, but able to fix that real quick. Looks like Singularity trying to get Slipstream applied, faking the camera though, though we will see it that time round, and Jake going to be pushed into tile. Singularity overclocked here, going to get the insta break on there. Renato coming in for a body block, it looks like, and we will see Singularity camera applied to them as well. Renato taking a hit at the pallet. Jake with the pre-drop, but Singularity with the pallet break from underneath with the Slipstream. Unable to get the hit though on Adam. We do see Claudette up off the ground as well from earlier. Singularity unable to get the down on anyone. Reminder, they just need to get one more down. Does not matter on who. And with Jake going down, that there will secure things, as we are going to see X9 walking away victorious here in set number 1 against Instant Dodge. That being said, we do have set number 2 coming up here in just one moment. We are going to see a little bit of a mirror match with the Spirit on Father Campbell's Chapel. So that will give Instant Dodge here another chance at potential victory, as they will potentially be able to win the set, forcing a set number 3. Though based on the points right now, it's definitely going to have to be quite the win, unless we do end up seeing a tie in set 3 and it coming down to match points. Singularity trying to go for Claudette here, unable to do so successfully. We do see a 4th generator completed here by the survivors for what for everything being said, the Survivors definitely putting up a really good fight here. Singularity only with 3 stages or 3 hooks and 1 kill so far. But Survivors almost primed and ready to escape via the exit gates. Looking like it might be a 2K at the very most. All that with the vault, however, not a lot of distance gain. Singularity will get the down on them. Will mention, as we did see earlier, a Scourge Hook Pain Resonance is probably going to happen here in just one moment. In the most progressed gen will be regressed by 25%. We see Singularity looking around the 4-1. Looks like they might just have. Let's take a look and see how well progressed these gens are. Looks like no one on gens right now. Adam getting chased off of the unhook. We do see that EMP in hand, and Singularity trying to get that slipstream to start the chase with Adam. Unsuccessful in doing so though, and it looks like we will see the unhook here on the Claudette from the Renato. Renato taking a hit, and it looks like Claudette does in fact have renewal. So Singularity needing to get this hit on the Claudette pretty quickly. However, looks like they're going to be going for the Renato instead, though maybe not. Singularity trying to figure out who they're going to go for, and it looks like it is the Claudette. Claudette does get healed, so no clean tunnel out here for the Singularity. Claudette with the vault, and looks like Singularity getting a little bit tripped up there, but trying to find a resource anywhere within their vicinity, but nothing to be found. So Singularity will get the hit. Looks like they're going to make their way over towards Fun Bus here, and Singularity will drop chase, it would seem. A little bit concerned about the possibility of these gens being completed. However, the only one on gens, it seems like, was in fact the Adam. Renato going for the heal here. Do want to note that they do in fact have a lucky break, though it is difficult to see here in that moment. No sign of Singularity. Adam doing a great job stealthing out against them. Survivors resetting. I mean, still a very real possibility that they are looking at a 3-man out, but it's going to be hard to say. Adam kind of just inspecting that dull totem there. Looks like Singularity down in the basement, wanting to do a thorough search of the area. Survivors doing a great job in getting rid of their slipstreams on their back. Adam making the way closer to the basement and the Singularity. Singularity not seeing them just yet. Looks like Singularity just wanting to make sure that gen regresses as much as possible before stepping away. Adam grabbing the EMP, probably priming themselves to get rid of those cameras before long. And Adam looking around, trying to see if there are any cameras nearby. Looks like Singularity did in fact see the Adam, however. So Singularity now going to be in chase, but no. Instead, seeing someone else, looks like the Renato. We will see that slipstream and instant break on the pallet. The Soma family photo allowing them a little bit of extra speed, so they didn't lose too much there on the stun. There's the EMP once again, ensuring that they are unable to get a quick down. And it looks like Singularity is setting up a number of cameras here in Shack. We do see another EMP going off. The question is, we see the Renato and the Adam, but no sign of the Claudette. Singularity realizing that too. Looks like they will drop chase, and I'm not sure if they were on a gen this entire time or not. And if they were, not sure what the progress is. Looks like Singularity did get the kick on the gen here on the main building. As far as progress is concerned, hard to say. Singularity getting pulled in 2 different directions here. They will get the tag on the Adam. Adam kind of get turned around here, but no sign of the Singularity committing to the chase. Instead, going to be kicking the gen, or regressing it by 2.5%, followed by 0.3% per second thereafter. A camera will tag the Renato. Looks like everyone is tagged at this point in time. We do see Singularity slipstreaming to the Adam, getting a very quick hit. And we're going to see if this is what the Singularity needs. We do see an EMP coming through, but unable to get the Adam in its range. Meaning the Adam will likely go down here in just a few moments, though. Being very patient, not dropping that pallet just yet. Going to be close, and not sure if Adam ended up like having some connection issues or what, but unfortunately for them, taking that down there at the Fun Bus. And it looks like we do see 2 survivors on these gens. I want to say this is Adam's first hook, so very likely a Skirt Choke Pain Resonance coming in just one moment. Singularity gonna get the hook right in between these 2 gens. I will say, if there was a body block, Adam probably would have gotten off of their shoulder. However, Singularity gonna make their way over into Shaq. We do see the Renato here. 3 cylinders going. Singularity with more cameras coming in, and a pop goes the Weasel, regressing that gen by 30% of its current progression. Looks like we will see no unhook in the meanwhile. Claudette still working on their gen, about 50% along the way. If the Adam hadn't gone down, there's a very real possibility that these survivors may have completed this 5th generator and they would have potentially gotten a 2-man out, if not more. However, now Singularity in a really strong position, though unable to get that slipstream from over top that short tile. Just unfortunate camera placement and collision there, as we will see a Lithe coming in, but once again unable to get there in time, as we will see second stage here from on the Adam, you know, that they are going to be 1 hook away from being sent back to Campfire via the Entity. But maybe I spoke too soon. No, unfortunately for the survivors, just unable to. Singularity switching back to Claudette now, taking the hit, and looks like they will go back for the unhook, stopping the survivor and getting a 1-for-1 trade here on the Renato. Adam, though, gonna get scot-free, and looks like Renato will get hooked here for the first time, that there being a Skirt Choke Pain Resonance once again, meaning that the gens these survivors have been working on have been regressed by 25%, at least the most progressed one, which I do believe was the one over in Shaq. Survivor definitely were in a great spot earlier, but starting to look quite grim. They're trying their best to rally back, reset, and potentially get some outs here, but it's looking more and more like it's going to end up being a 4K here for the Singularity, as they will get another tag on the Claudette, trying their best to get a slipstream. However, going to be dropping Chase for whatever reason. Take a look at these gens. Let's take a look and see where the Adam is. Looks like they are on top of main. Singularity trying to get a camera placement up there, but unsuccessful in doing so. Adam going to be going back down, maybe trying to set up for a unhook. They need to reset. The gen here on main regress all the way down to 25%. Claudette now in chase as well. The Renato progressing to second stage, and Claudette has been put down on the ground, leaving just the Adam. However, with Adam going to be going for the unhook, Singularity realizing they cannot go for the slug play. Instead, going to be sending the Claudette to second stage here. All survivors now 1 hook away from being sent back to the Campfire via the Entity. And looks like Renato will get the heal on Adam in time, but unable to return the favor. Singularity here going for one of these 2 survivors, I imagine. Looks like they will be on the Renato, giving the Adam a moment to get the unhook. Renato with the fake at the window, but the Singularity not falling for it. So looks like they will be sent back to Campfire via the Entity here in the basement. Renato just spamming their wiggle bar there. And that will now leave just the Claudette and the Adam to potentially complete this 5th generator powering the exit gates. Otherwise, they will have to try and escape via the hatch if at all possible. Adam, though, kind of out in the open. Singularity will find them, maybe acting as a little bit of bait. Singularity, though, doing a good job of managing these survivors. We will see that slipstream unable to get the EMP off in time. Adam taking the hit, and looks like we will see the EMP getting rid of their slipstream. Singularity unable to get the hit. Adam going up top, potentially a bounce landing in hand. Our Singularity not going to be going for it, realizing they just lose too much distance. He's still here, the Tertius, though, so they're hanging around, maybe trying to get some camera placements. So that way, Adam is kind of stuck in a lose-lose situation, but unable to get the camera up high. looks like the Adam is in a secure position. So gonna get tagged there, and looks like the Adam will get balanced landing. However, I imagine Singularity will be close behind them, but with no cameras in this corner of the map, Singularity will end up losing the chase. Let's take a look and see where the Claudette's at. About 33% on this gen here in Shack. Singularity seeing that the cameras are blocked off by that EMP, and we'll be replacing those cameras. Claudette kind of looping back into the Singularity. We do see that camera placement. Singularity probably going to go for the vault. Claudette doing a great job not vaulting into the Singularity though. And we will see a kick of that gen there. Just going to be regressing it by 2.5%, followed by 0.3% per second. Singularity, though, kind of spawning right on top of the Claudette there. And it looks like they are going to go for the slug play, as they will see the Adam here on the main generator through their cameras. However, with them EMP'd, will not be able to get the tag or the teleport right away. I mean, at this point in time, Singularity definitely a little bit encouraged to slug out for the bleed out, in fact, as even if they do bleed out, Claudette is still worth 1 point. EMP in hand, Adam will be able to delay the inevitable, but unfortunately for them, like I said, it is all but inevitable, and that there is the down on Adam. Singularity securing the 3K. However, here's going to be the important part. Singularity is going to have to get them closer to the Shack, because if they don't, Hatch will spawn, and Claudette seems to be primed and ready for the escape via the Hatch. Looks like Adam missing a skill check, but will end up getting off the Singularity's shoulder. Singularity will have to either go for the pickup on the Claudette or to try and read down Adam. And it looks like they are actually going to go into their camera real quick. Interesting. Singularity kind of playing a fire there, and it worked out in their favor that they did not commit to the kill, lest a survivor did escape. I mean, they've already met the win condition and then some. And looks like Singularity gonna go back into a camera real quick. Gonna go for the pickup. I think this is the right move in order to avoid a potential escape via the Hatch. So Claudette will be sent past the campfire via the entity. Hatch will open, and I imagine Hatch will be closed shortly thereafter. Surprisingly enough, not going for the hook down in basement, going for one here in the middle. And I imagine going to be going back to the Hatch in order to close it, ensuring that the Adam cannot escape via that method. However, Singularity right next to a exit gate here, could be sitting right on top of the Hatch, looking around, using their cameras, trying to see if they can find the Adam before closing it. Does not appear to be the case. Adam doing a pretty good job just being in that corner from earlier that we saw with no cameras in sight. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they are going to be able to find them, but doesn't look like Adam's going to be able to make their way over towards a exit gate either. Singularity really taking their time here in the cameras. Yeah, Adam kind of just stuck between a rock and a hard place here. I mean, realistically speaking, Singularity could just start EGC, and I think they'd be in a prime position to secure the win. But Singularity really wanting to secure this 4K. We do see that adrenaline from the Adam. They are now in a healthy state. However, unable to really go all too far, because even if they EMP the cameras, I mean, the Singularity can still find them and end up just going for them. So at this point in time, it really is just waiting up for EGC, 2 minutes on the clock and counting before Adam is taken by the entity, and we will move to set number 2. Adam not really making any moves here, maybe just kind of counting their options, trying to figure out what to do next. Either that or maybe they have a plan up their sleeve. But so far, they're kind of meandering around, taking a close look at the Blood Lodge's edge map. And yeah, with not even a exit gate in sight, I want to say this is in fact going to be a 4K here for X9. No way of escape. Adam just going to be taking this time to relax a little bit before we do set up for set number 2, where we're going to be seeing X9 killing as the Spirit. And I believe we are going to be on the Father Campbell's Chapel. So get excited for that. Adam just going to be hanging out, it looks like, until the very end. Singularity, kind of curious to see what they're up to. Just going back and forth, trying to find the Atom, knowing that there's somewhere, anywhere. And looks like they just are unable to find them, going back and forth between these two locations. I mean, funny enough, the Singularity could just stand on the hill next to the exit gate and only stare at one camera, not even needing to flip between the two. And looks like Adam, with nothing left, will walk over to this gen, trying to complete it, but with the entity blockers, unsuccessful in doing so. And that there will be the 4K confirmed for X9. So GG, well played to both teams. And with that being said, we are going to be switching sides. Actually, not switching sides, but switching up the realm in just one moment. But before... All right, and we are back with set number 2. X9 killing against Interdodge's Survivor team as the Spirit on the Father Campbell's Chapel. Looks like all survivors kind of waiting out here. Renato getting found by a Spirit almost immediately. An unfortunate situation for sure. Spirit, of course, bringing good old corrupt intervention. A life from the Renato, going to engage in a little bit distance, but not enough, as they will take a hit there at the Shack pallet. We also do see a Sloppy Butcher in the mix, which does apply the Mangled and Hemorrhage stats effect. Spirit with a early swing there, unable to get the down on the Renato. However, that will not last too long, as Renato going down on the ground, and this here will be the first hook. A Survivor, hold on one second, seemingly in the basement. I'm not sure if this is purposeful or not, but Spirit not seeing them. Looks like they are going to be able to hang out in the basement here and get the unhook against them. Gonna wait just a little bit. This is quite the surprise, to say the least, and there is the successful unhook. And looks like we're going to see a wheel make it attempt as well before the Spirit is able to get back for the tunnel out. But doesn't seem like there's any sign of the Spirit. No, there's the phase walk. They get it back in time, but not before the survivors are able to get the unhook and heal. Renato's still going to be hanging down in the basement. Looks like the Spirit will not chase the Spirit, and it looks like they have found Renato once again. Renato will take a hit here from Spirit. Spirit doing a fantastic job in chase here. Almost every phase walk resulting in a hit. Our survivors will complete their first generator here, and we did see another gen pretty close to progression as well. Another attempted phase walk. Renato not dropping the pallet. May have been a little bit of a misplay, but they will make their way over to the LT wall, and will do so before the Spirit is able to catch up. We do have a pallet here. Spirit gonna prime phase walk here. There's the pre-drop, but Spirit not gonna fall for it. Instead, Renato going down. Spirit looking around, seeing if they are gonna go for anyone else, and it looks like they're actually gonna phase walk up to main and go for a chase on the ace, but instead going to vault back down and imagine go back for the Renato here. Sure enough, Renato, without a unbreakable in hand, will get picked up, and this will be their second hook here. So they'll be one hook away from being sent back to campfire via the entity. Looks like Claudette potentially setting up for the unhook once again. Ace going to be leaving the Shen just a little bit early. Spirit with the kick, and that will be a pop. Goes the Weasel, progressing that Shen by 30% of its current progression. Spirit does see the unhook on the Renato. Looks like they will be back in chase. Renato with the vault and the Lithe, getting a ton of distance as they make their way back over towards the Shack. We do hear that Terrorius approach a Spirit in hot pursuit even still. And looks like they will end up going down here at Shack, unable to get to the pallet in time. Renato going to be accepting their fate here. And looks like Spirit gonna be looking around, ensuring that there are no survivors nearby for the palace. Then we see 2 survivors. Not sure where the 3rd is as of right now. Oh, looks like they are actually in main. Ace gonna be back in chase. The gen in main almost completed. However, a bounce landing from the Ace will get them out of dodge. And Spirit looking to potentially go, no, continue on the Ace. Thinking they were going to be on the pallet, but 3rd generator popping off for these survivors. Honestly, doing a fantastic job. No one out of the match just yet. And looks like Ace will take the hit. However, I believe Spirit going to go back for the pickup on the Renato. But Spirit being hesitant to do so. No survivors nearby for the pallet stun. We see the 4th survivor, or a survivor on the 5th generator over in the carnival. Let's take a look and see how much progression that has. It's Adam on the gen with Deja Vu, about 30% on the gen. So not enough to force a completion just yet, but Survivor's in a potential position for looking at a 2-man out at the very least, a 3-man out at the most. Survivor's currently nowhere near the Spirit, it would seem. Ace gonna be healing up in the meanwhile. Claudette going to be starting to work on the gen over on Shaq's side, and Adam over in Carnival, however, getting found by the Spirit, and looks like they will be forced to drag them further in towards Shaq's side. That was a overcome there we saw, folks, as Adam did get some good distance here. A pre-drop by the Adam. Spirit kind of going for a mind game there. Adam trying to avoid, and will take the down at the pallet here. We do see a survivor nearby, looking like that is an Ace, who we did see heal earlier. Looks like Spirit will have found them and potentially going to undo all that healing that they did earlier. Ace not looking in front of them well enough, taking a hit there as they do get caught on a little bit of geometry. And looks like Spirit actually going to be going for the Claudette here. Worried about the progress on this gen, and sure enough, the Claudette will get some distance here with Sprint Burst, avoiding that hit. We will see what looks to be a pickup on the Adam, seeing their bleed out timer pause, so Ace going to be getting the pickup there. Spirit, ooh, just barely missing the hit there on the pallet, and Claudette doing a great job keeping the Spirit busy, avoiding another hit. Spirit with the insta-break, and it looks like Claudette gonna be dragging them further in towards the shack. A little bit of mind game here. Claudette gonna be walking it out, and a mid-vault there, just in the nick of time. Survivor doing a fantastic job, and looks like Spirit will get the kick on the gen. No pop goes to Weasel, I believe. Claudette baiting the Spirit, waiting them to come back over. Spirit, though, will get the hit here this time around, and looks like Claudette will be trying to loop them here at Shaq. However, Spirit will drop the chase, concerned about the gen on the other side of the map. Looks like both Ace and Adam here. Ace going to be leaving early, Adam sticking with Deja Vu. I don't think they'll be able to complete the gen in time, and looks like the Ace, no, Ace looks to be safe, getting out of dodge here. Adam, though, looks to be kind of caught out here. Though, with Overcome, they're in a good position. Spirit seems to be going for the Ace here. Do want to note something that the survivors are aware of that we haven't pointed out just yet, is the fact that the Spirit does have Eruption. So if they do get it down here on the Ace, that will be 10% off of both the gen at Shaq and the gen at main. Speaking of, there is the hit, and we do see both survivors jump off the gen ever so slightly, though it's still a split gen scenario. So even with the Ace going up on the hook, I believe one of these gens will be completed here in just one moment. Claudette is injured, though, so they are in a bit of a dire position. However, 5th gen completed. Exegate's now powered, 20 seconds away from being opened, or having these Exegates be opened. And looks like we are going to see a chase here with the injured Claudette. Spirit trying to do a little bit of mind game. Claudette trying their best to revault, but unsuccessful in doing so. We do see the unhook on the Ace as well. And we did see that yellow bar on the Claudette's recovery, that there is, in fact, a Unbreakable in the mix. So it's very possible they do get back up. Spirit incidentally phase walking back into the Adam. A little surprise, I am sure. Ace about to open the exit gate, but not in time. Adam will end up going, no. They don't get the exit gate open in time. They are in a dire position as Adam and Ace are now down. Claudette back up off the ground for what it's worth, but will it even matter? They almost had the 2 men out, but a minor misplay and happenstance just costing them it all. And looks like we will see the Claudette trying to slowly but surely make their way back over to their down survivors. And right now just kind of waiting things out. This is going to be a very interesting end game here because it comes down to whoever's going to make the first move. Survivors trying to crawl away from that exit gate for a potential pickup. We hear the Spirit phase walking nearby, and there she is. We're going to see the Claudette kind of walking it out here, trying to hold on to their sprint burst. Spirit going to go for the fake break, instead phase walking. Claudette trying to make their way to the pickup, but unsuccessful in doing so. Looks like Claudette will end up going down, and this here will be the 4K, or at least the likely 4K here for X9, as they are going to refuse to pick up Claudette, and for good reason, as it is safe to assume the one with the Unbreakable and the Sprint Burst is the one with the Deliverance too. However, Ace has crawled quite a long way and are currently making their way over towards the shack, it looks like. Claudette fully recovered, but unable to pick themselves up. Looks like Adam just going to be progressing to second stage here. And so far, no sign of the Spirits near the Ace as of right now. Spirit checking every nook and cranny to search for them. Looks like Ace kind of making the way over towards Shack as of this moment in time. Claude just really waiting for the crows to appear, and I will note that Ace just about a minute or so before they do bleed out, and that would be a loss of about 2 points. However, we do see that pickup notification, and that will be Ace put on a hook, leaving just the Claudette on the ground. Do you want to note they do have about 2 minutes on their bleed out timer. Looks like the Spirit will be able to pick them up and kind of take their time potentially to avoid the Deliverance. But this is looking more and more like the 4K secured, as Claudette not even trying to avoid the crows. And yeah, that was a rough end game there for Instant Dodge, as they had the 2 men out for all intent and purpose. However, the Spirit just accidentally unphasing on top of the Adam in main. I imagine the Spirit was just as surprised as the Adam was. And Spirit, once again, figuring out that there's probably a Deliverance in hand, is going to drop the Claudette and just wait for the Survivor on hook to progress to death and be sent back to Campfire via the entity. That being said, really good result here for Instant Dodge. They did a fantastic job this match against the Spirit, and up until that one pivotal moment, pretty much would have had the win in my opinion. However, Instant Dodge will get a chance to respond in kind in just one moment, as they are going to be piling the Spirit next against X9 Survivor team, and they are either going to need to win this set or tie it to force a set number 3. Otherwise, X9 will walk away victorious here in round number 5. That being said, folks, we are going to go on a quick break before we do get that set up. As always, if you guys are enjoying the show, please make sure to hit that follow button and the notification bell as well over on YouTube. And if you're over on Twitch, thank you as always, as you, yes, you the viewers, are our sponsors. All right, and we are back for what could be the final trial of this match, as Instant Dodge is going to need to complete 5 generators in order to force a set number 3. However, if X9 is able to complete Hold on, do I have my thoughts backwards here? Instant dodge is killing, right? Let me double check real quick. My mind is a little bit scrambled, but yes, so we do have instant dodge killing, and they are going to need to get a 4K before 4 gens are completed in order to win, 5 to tie. But if a single survivor escapes via the exegates, then that will be a win for X9. There we go. I had the win condition in my head, just needed to kind of pull the thread a little bit there, folks. That being said, Ada now in chase with the Spirit. Spirit with the fake at the pallet, and Ada getting a little bit of distance. We do see that self-aware coming into play, as we did see that increased walk speed from Ada. And we are going to be seeing again Spirit getting the hit this time around on Ada, as they will apply a Sloppy Butcher and the Mangled and Hemorrhage status effects. Ada once again walking through, doing a great job of trying not to walk through the tall grass. However, Ada will go down, as we do hear the first gen popping up for these survivors. So good first chase here for the Spirit. We do see, as far as the Atoms are concerned, they have the Muddy Sports Day Cap as well as the Rusty Flute. Looks like we do see a survivor on gen, that there is the Nancy. Ace kind of hanging around, and Renato with Deja Vu currently sitting on gen, that there is that additional 6% increase in progression speed. Spirit phase walking in main. Looks like we do see survivors kind of just hanging out. The only one who was on gens was the Renato. We do see a Blast Mine coming in, blinding and stunning the Renato. And looks like Renato going immediately back onto the generator. No fear of a double back on that phase walk, as we do see the Spirit hanging around this hook here. Looks like Ada will very likely be progressed to second stage, but no. Ace coming in. Looks like this will be a 1-for-1 trade, but no. Looks like Spirit unable to get the hit, though they will be going for the Ada here, waiting out their BT, and a brilliant body block there as they get in front of the Ada in the nick of time. We do see a gen regress there, as well as that there was in fact an eruption, regressing that kick gen by 10%, and very likely revealing the Renato on some aura reading as well. Renato going back to the gen, and about 50% of the way through. Nancy about to complete a gen as well, and looks like they will complete that. Ace hanging around the unhook, and we do once again see Renato's gen highlighted with a Blast Mine. Spirit clearly not learning their lesson, though we will see a Pop Goes the Weasel, regressing that gen by 30% of its current progression. Renato put in a lot of work here to try and complete that gen. And looks like we will see Ada making the way over towards the Carnival. No sign of the Spirit, and looks like the Renato finally being found out by Spirit here, as Spirit will end up going for a chase, getting him off of this generator. Survivors have done a great job, though, of managing the Spirit so far, but Renato kind of body blocked there by the Huts. Survivors forgetting that is a real possibility, and looks like we will see Renato making their way over to the pallet. However, a little bit of fake there, trying to trip up the Spirit. We do hear that phase walk coming in. A little bit of mind game. We see that Spirit coming around the corner. Renato trying to make it to the pallet in the other tile, and Spirit saying, yeah, you got it. We'll just go to this pallet here, pre-dropping it, or rather dropping it in front of Spirit. They're going to go for this mind game here. Spirit unable to get the hit at the window, though. Renato doing a fantastic job here, and looks like they will be down over the pallet. Looking around, we do see one survivor in Carnival working on the gen, and we do see third gen being completed here. Looks like another survivor over on the gen on the other side. Looks like Nancy here gonna be jumping off the gen a little bit early. No, completing it right behind the Spirit, trying to distract them. And looks like we see Ada here going to be trying to complete this generator, as the Nancy now in chase. As we mentioned, the win condition is going to be a 1 out by the survivors. Otherwise, Instant Dodge needing to get a 4K at 5 gens completed in order to tie the set, and a 4K at 4 gens completed in order to claim victory here in set number 2. Tie condition now met and overcome here from the Nancy, getting them a little bit of distance. We still see the Survivor on the hook, and looks like Spirit will end up getting the Nancy down. However, looks like A is going to be primed as an exit gate. That's the win condition right there for them. Spirit trying to make their way back over towards the unhook as we see Ada nearby, but not going to go for the unhook. In fact, no. Maybe a change of plans? Looks like they will be trying to go for the pickup instead. Trying to get as many outs as possible, but not a lot of recovery here from the Nancy. Not sure what the play was there, but we do see the exit gate open up. I imagine Ace will escape via the exit gate, not wanting to risk their win condition. Nancy's still not recovering. Ada now in chase. Ace still not having escaped yet, and Ada going into the locker. Ace is here. There's no shot that the Survivors throw this, do they? You see the pickup there on the Nancy. Ada sent back to the campfire via the entity. And looks like Nancy trying to bait the Spirit. Not sure what the game plan is here for the Survivors, if they are throwing or what. Nancy will end up going down. Renato sent back to the campfire. And Ace looks like they are hanging out in the carousel here. Now, a kind of a peek behind the scenes here, folks. There might be a strategic reason for this, and that is because in order for X9 to secure specific positioning for the finals, they are looking to actually tie the set in order to force a set number 3 and potentially get another point for the tie, and then 3 points for the win in set 3. So potentially a very strategic measure here by X9. Something you kind of see similar in other competitive environments where sometimes a set, or rather a tie, is worth 1 point, a win is 3. And so it looks like we are seeing that here by X9, knowing that they need to get the tie set in order for specific positioning in finals. We see the pickup there by the Ace. I think at this point, X9 just kind of clearly demonstrating that they have the win here. And now at this point, just ensuring that, yep, we had the win. Very clear, really cut. They played it through and through, which I can appreciate. However, at the very end, at the edge of the touchdown zone, taking the knee and forcing set number 3. So, looks like we are going to be able to see... What is set number 3 real quick? I was not looking at it. It's actually going to be on the Cold Tower with Instant Dodge playing as the Mastermind and X9 as the Death Slinger. So a little bit of a lopsided power level there for Instant Dodge. We'll have to wait and see if this plan could potentially backfire on X9 if Instant Dodge walks away victorious here in set 3. We'll have to wait and see what happens. That being said, folks, we are going to be getting set up for set 3 here in just one moment. Before we do want to remind everyone here today that you, the viewers, are our sponsors. All right, and we are back for set number 3. Instant Dodge's Mastermind against X9 Survivor Team, and Mastermind finding these survivors almost immediately. You want to point out no lab photo there for the Mastermind, as we did not see that pallet break. Looks like they did drop chase with the Jill there, instead going for Ace here in a much weaker position and trying to get the dash, but not able to get the hit. Amazing dodge there by the Ace, and a pallet drop to boot as far as perks are concerned from Mastermind, of course, a good old Corrupted Invention, and keen-eared viewers there may have just noticed the brutal strength from the Mastermind as well, as they are able to break the pallet 20% faster. Ace taking an M1 hit here. We do see them over here at Shack. Looks like they are going to go for the insta-break. Does not appear that they are all too concerned here, as Ace now put in a little bit of a awkward position. As far as just not able to get that hit there. As far as Alms are concerned, we do see the Gold Egg and the Unicorn Medallion. Gold Egg is not one that we see all too often. We do see first gen popping off there for X9, and this here will be the first hook here for Instant Dodge's Killer. Very possible that we do see a Scourge Hook Pain Resonance here. We'll see in a moment if that Survivor there. Ooh. Mastermind going a bit deeper for the Scourge Hook, it looks like, and just barely getting there in time. We do see what looks to be the Jill here, going to be going past the Mastermind, going for the unhook here. Mastermind coming back though, and potentially coming back for the toll out. Will get the hit on the Jill instead of going for the Ace, potentially just trying to get their Scourge Hooks here, and getting a very quick down there. This here going to be another Scourge Hook, I imagine, though Mastermind actually going to be dragging them further into the map, it looks like. Though actually, no, it looks like this is the same one as earlier. No, never mind, it's not. It is a little bit further in, and it is another Scourge Hook. We saw the Survivor up in main Scream, 25% off the most progressed gen, but looks like that is going to be a deja vu from the Nancy, and about only 33%. Renato here, about 70% on the gen, so I'm actually not sure what caused that scream that I think about it. Mastermind with the clean vault out of the window there, and it looks like they are in chase with the Nancy. We do see them out here. Mastermind not going for the break, instead just going to go for the vault here. I'm not sure if it'll work out in their favor. They are going to go for a revolt here, a firecracker to try and blind the Mastermind, but will get hit instead. Nancy in a bit of an unfortunate position as second gen popping off here. Now, as a reminder, given that this is the third set and we are currently tied in set 2, that does mean that Instant Dodge is going to need to win set 3 by a total of 30 points in their favor in order to walk away victorious for the match as a whole. That is because X9 did win set 1 with 30-point advantage in their favor. So that would result in a true tie across the match. However, if Instant Dodge is able to get a 31-point advantage here in set 3, that would mean a win for Instant Dodge for round 5. We'll have to wait and see what it looks like. We do see Nancy up in main. Mastermind going to go for the kick, it looks like. And looks like that will give a killer blind, so that there is a blast mine from the Nancy. So very well done there, and a large plume of smoke, which does mean that there was in fact a pop goes the Weasel, progressing that gen by 30% of its current progression. Mastermind seems to have left chase here with the Nancy instead, now going for the Ada, just not able to get the right angle there for the hit. However, they're doing a really good job here of managing these survivors, honestly. They do need to go for a Forky here soon, though. We do see the light there from the Jill. Unfortunately, not getting a lot of distance here. Mastermind with the vault, and looks like trying to go for that second bound, but not able to get the hit. We do see the mind game there at the pallet. Mastermind unable to get the hit in time. And Mastermind with the bound through the pallet, going to just fatigue out here, trying to get some mind games, but with it being a short tile, Jill in a very good position. A bit of a misfire there on the bound, just unable to get the hit, but will get the M1 hit instead. 4th gen popping off here for X9, 1 gen away from being able to power the exit gates, in which case his fires will be 20 seconds away from escaping. That being said, though, Mastermind with the hit over the window. Renato getting pushed off. We do see a survivor on the gen there. Imagine Mastermind going to make their way over there in just a few moments, as 2 survivors now on it. A second gen being worked on as well. Let's take a look and see at the progress. Deja Vu about 50% here. And Ace about 50% there. Unfortunately, no Scourge Hook pinging Resonance from the second hook. And looks like we are going to see Renato come in for the unhook. We do hear the Teradus from the Mastermind pretty close by. Looks like Ace will get pushed off of their gen, and a Pop Goes Weasel regressing that gen by 30% of its current progression, roughly about 50% of the way through. However, they need to be mindful of that second generator over on the other side of the map, and it looks like Renato will have joined them and will complete the gen here for the 5th gen completion and the X8 speed powered. And Adrenaline here from Nancy getting healed up, but not going to rush over to the Exit all too soon, as we do hear the Mastermind going to be in chase with Jill here over at main. Jill trying to heal up, and Mastermind will get the vault. Jill with the vault through the Mastermind. X-Gate now open, a potential 3-man out here. More likely a potential 4-man out here, as S-Gate is right in front of Jill. All they need is a singular body block, but Jill gonna wait at the window, knowing that Mastermind primed and ready. We will hear the hit and injure on the Nancy. Nancy in a weak position, but looks like, no, this might need a heal tech. And if that's the case, Mastermind gonna try and throw Renato out of the exit gate. They will take the hit. Renato now in an unfortunate position where they are kind of caught out, and they're a fresh survivor. This could be potentially 6 points for the Mastermind and instant dodge if they're able to get the down, and they will in fact do so. Jill unable to get the body block here, so really clean play there by instant dodge's killer, securing them an additional 6 points here. That being said, looks like Jill will escape via the exit gate. They are just kind of chilling there, and that there will be the confirmed 3-man out for X9, and a 1K7 hook here for instant dodge. With that being said, we are going to get set up for trial number 6 of set number 3 here in just one moment, folks. Before we do go, though, we are going to go on a quick break.